Ski or Die for the NES is a winter-themed sports game where you aim to become the top athlete on the mountain, all the while avoiding the alternative: dying. Well, not really. You see, there's no actual dying in this type of game, but nevertheless, you can challenge yourself with 5 different winter-themed mini-games. Now, these mini-games range from the Snowball Blast, where you basically try to knock down every person who's throwing snowballs at you, all the while trying to keep your character dry. Easier said than done, no doubt. You can also try the Downhill Blitz, where you guide your skier down the mountain, trying to get to the bottom as fast as possible, while also performing a few tricks while you're at it. And hopefully not crashing. Next, you can try the Acro Aerials, where you get some big air to try to perform as many tricks as you can, all the while trying to impress those hard-nosed judges who crave perfection. Next, try the Inner Tube Thrash, as you try to race your opponent down the mountain, all the while trying to poke him with such items as forks. Yeah! Finally, try your hand at the Snowboard Halfpipe as you try to rack up a high score, hopefully not break your neck in the process, and also avoid all the crazy obstacles in the halfpipe that this one has to offer, such as mounds of dirt and dogs with skis. Sweet. Now on the surface, you might see Ski or Die as a kind of simplistic game. With only 5 indie games to choose from, once you've played through them all, there isn't a whole lot of replay value left, with perhaps the exception of the halfpipe and perhaps the Downhill Blitz. In all honesty, all you really can do after that is just try to rack up a high score or get a better time in some events. But really, if you look at Ski or Die for what it is, it's just a fun little game. It's just that type of game that you can enjoy in short doses. It's not really meant to be played for, say, an hour or two, but perhaps maybe 30 minutes. Ski or Die has its own unique charm to it, and if you're a fan of the Skate or Die series, this game is right up your alley. If you don't like that series, then I have a hard time recommending it to you. As I said earlier, Ski or Die is all about having fun, and if you enjoy this kind of laid-back atmosphere in a video game, you'll totally enjoy playing Ski or Die. There's even some interesting moments that happen like this one where you nailed the snowman. You see, that's what makes Ski or Die such an intriguing game to play. It just doesn't take itself seriously at times, and it just tries to come off as a light-hearted experience for any kind of gamer who enjoys winter-themed sports games. Yet even with all the positives that Ski or Die has going for it, there are still some glaring issues that have to be addressed. Mainly, the controls. Now for some events in the game, this isn't such a big deal, but for other events like the Snowboard Halfpipe and Acro Aerials, this is where things get really messy. If you don't have access to an instruction manual or any type of reference material for Ski or Die, you're definitely going to be hard-pressed into having to learn some of the more advanced moves you're going to need to master in order to get a high score in these particular events. And that's the problem. Why couldn't EA include some sort of option screen where it shows you all the controls for each of the events? It's definitely a shame that they didn't do this, and it definitely hurts the game. Controls aside, Ski or Die still has a bunch going for it, but I still have one question. What's up with this dude in the Snowboard Halfpipe? Now I totally understand he's supposed to be that motivational buddy that pumps you up during the event as you do more and more tricks, flashes a creepy smile at you and all that. But really, was he necessary to the event? I mean, really? I mean, he yells praise at you and all that, and then he says that! I mean, come on! Is he praising me, or is he insulting me? What is it? Go work the lifts? Hey, learn to snowboard, buddy, then we'll talk. Nevertheless, if you look at Ski or Die as a whole, it's certainly an interesting type of video game. While it definitely could have used some tweaked controls and perhaps some additional mini-games, Ski or Die comes off as a lighthearted experience for any kind of gamer out there. And the bottom line is this: Ski or Die will appeal to you only if you're open to the limited aspects of gameplay that it provides. Now, if that's not your cup of tea, then perhaps you'd best look elsewhere to get your sport gaming fix. Still, if you're looking for a game on your NES where you can pop in for say 10 or 15 minutes, Ski or Die fits that mold perfectly, and hopefully you can enjoy the winter-themed sports game fun, despite the lackluster controls.